Welcome everyone. Today's video is inspired by what I am currently doing. When this video publishes, I will be out of town with my family for a family wedding. And to go out of town for a family wedding takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of preparing, and it takes a lot of saving, and that is what today's video is inspired by. I am going to encourage you to take all of the tips and steps that I present to you today and apply them to whatever upcoming event could take place. This does not have to be a wedding, but I am going to use a wedding as an example. Let's start right at the beginning, and that is going to be when you receive the invitation or you receive a save the date. Many bride and grooms have jumped on the save the date bandwagon, and I am so happy because really what this does is it ensures that people can lock in that date, but I believe it also helps us to budget for these upcoming events. Just being a guest at a wedding is very costly. Save the date arrives and it is for October 12th of 2019. The very first thing that you want to do is grab your calendar, go to October and see if that date is open. For us, it was. You immediately want to put that on the calendar because you are going to commit to that date. The next thing that you need to determine is if you will be staying out of town for this event or wedding. If you will be, the information will be on the save the date. This particular save the date has the information on the back, and I also made a few notes myself. If the wedding is out of town and you will need to book a hotel room, you will want to do that immediately upon receiving your save the date. The next thing you will want to do is create an envelope for what the event is. You can see that I have Matt and Brooke's wedding put on here. The next step is crucial when it comes to budgeting for an event. You want to take a piece of paper or do it on your computer, whatever is easiest for you. You are going to want to write down or type in all of the expenses that will come with this particular event or wedding. And this is where it gets tricky because people forget about the little things. And that is why you want to get it documented. You will see on the document I have hotel and I have $160. We went ahead and booked that room, so we already know what the charges are going to be. On top of that, we need to get a wedding gift for Matt and Brooke. Generally, I give money and I have allocated $100 as a wedding gift. Because my husband and I will be staying out of town overnight, we do need to plan for dining the next day. We already have a good idea where we are going to eat just because we are familiar with a particular location. I have allocated $50. I figure we will be going out for a late breakfast or an early lunch or possibly a brunch. The other thing that I allocated is a shower gift. Now, I don't know that I will be invited to the shower. Not every female guest that is invited to a wedding is invited to the shower. But I have a good idea that I possibly could, so I just want to be prepared just in case. The next thing that you do is you total up all of your expenses and you will see that I have $365 here. Then you want to take how many paychecks you or you and your spouse will have leading up to this event or wedding. For my husband and I, we will be working out of 13 paychecks. Now, you may have more than 13 paychecks between your husband and yourself, but maybe you are not going to be filling your envelope out of everybody's income. Or maybe you have one income and your husband has two. Often people do have more than one income if they are doing a couple different jobs. Decide how many paychecks you will be working out of to fill your envelope. That is the key. For my husband and I, you can see that we have 13 paychecks that we will be working out of. When you do the math, you will find out that we need to withdraw $28.08 out of each of those 13 paychecks to fill our envelope so that we have $365 when it comes time to go to this wedding. I rounded up to $30 just to make it easier for withdrawal because I never withdraw change. I want to present to you another way to look at this. Again, there are a lot of hidden costs that people do not think of when it comes to an upcoming event or wedding. Let's take a look at scenario number 2. We still have our hotel at $160 and we still have our wedding gift at $100. Dining next day stayed the same, and so did the shower gift. But I may need to purchase a dress and accessories for this upcoming wedding, and if I have to pick up a dress for myself and accessories, often I need to pick up a tie for my husband so that he can go with my dress. I allocated $100 for a dress and accessories for me and $40 for a tie for my husband. That total now jacks up to $505 that I have to pull out of 13 paychecks to cover for the expense of this wedding. Now we're withdrawing $38.85 per 13 paychecks, which I rounded up to 40. As you can see, just being a guest at a wedding comes with a hefty price tag. And if you are not planning for all of these expenses, what will happen is when the actual day comes or the actual week, you won't have this extra money because when you get paid that week, or let's say you get paid every 2 weeks, who has an extra $365 in one particular paycheck? Or $505 in one particular paycheck after all of our bills go out. And that is why budgeting and doing the envelope system is so powerful, because what it does is it eliminates an individual or a couple or a family from not having the resources to support what they are doing. This will enable you to have the money. And I guarantee you, if you do this, give it a try if it's new and you're thinking, I don't want the work, I don't want to mess with it, which don't even get me going on that because I coach budgeting, so I know what's truly happening. What you will find out is when the event or the wedding arrives, you have it all paid for, and it's such a wonderful feeling, and you will say, wow, I didn't even recognize that I was pulling that money out because it just accumulates. And it's such a wonderful feeling and such peace of mind when you never have to rely on money that you don't already own. You're not borrowing from somebody else to pay for something like this. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who wants to deal with cash? I completely get that because I don't pay for anything with cash. I am a debit card user. I only carry a few dollars on me here or there. I'm going to explain to you how the system works. And again, this may seem like a lot of work for some of you, but believe me, it is not a lot of work and it's worth it. It is so worth it. Even if you think you're really good at budgeting and with money, tell me that you have $365 or $505 on the spot. I mean, yeah, could you withdraw it from a savings account or something like that? But who wants to do that, right? Let me explain how this works. You are gradually adding to the envelope. All of a sudden, the shower arrives, and you need some of that money for your shower gift. Now, don't forget, when you're allocating for a shower gift, you need to think of a card, you need to think of wrapping paper or a gift bag, tissue paper. Always add a little bit extra in for those type of costs as well. Now, because I always keep a reserve in my debit account, I always have money to shop with. So if I am going shopping for the shower gift on foot, which generally isn't going to happen because I'm going to pull up the registry and I'm just going to order it directly to my home. And that's really just because I don't enjoy shopping on foot. But let's just say I did. I go to the store, I purchase the shower gift, I use my debit card. What I do is when I get home, I take the money that I spent for that shower gift, I fill out a deposit ticket, and the next time my husband or I go past our financial institution, we deposit that money. Now, we're pretty fortunate because my husband passes our financial institution every single day, and I do a couple times a week. So it's no big deal for us to deposit money. We also have a machine right there so you don't even have to go in. It's an ATM machine. It costs nothing. But I deposit the shower money back into my account to pay myself back. Let's say a month later, I get online and I shop for a dress and my accessories. I've spent my $100 allowance that I had set aside or had budgeted for. I use my debit card to make the purchase, and then what I do is the same thing. I will take the cash out of the envelope, fill out a deposit ticket, and I will go deposit it and pay myself back. It may sound like a lot of steps to do this, but again, this is money that you already have. If you didn't have the money in the envelope, you may not have the $100 to spend, so now you're going to charge the dress and accessories. And where are you going to get the money from to pay yourself back? That's where the vicious cycle of accumulation on the credit card takes place, because we don't have the resources to pay it back. That's the beauty of budgeting for big events and weddings ahead of time. Now, when it comes to the actual wedding gift, if I am going to give $100, I'm going to give a nice, crisp Benjamin Franklin. So at some point, you may have to take some of your money in and exchange it, unless you have other envelopes that would already have a $100 bill in it that you could just exchange. Once you get the system down, it is nothing. I do the envelope systems every 2 weeks or twice a month, and it's so easy. It only takes me a couple minutes. I keep a canned document for the withdrawals. You just get a system down, and it's so easy. I can't speak high enough in how much it works. My kids implement this. My 18-year-old, who is a senior in high school, has an envelope system. Now, let's say you want to use a credit card because you get points, and I'll be honest with you, my husband recently got a Delta credit card so that we can start accumulating points. Now, my husband and I are very savvy and very smart when it comes to money. So a credit card is never going to get him or I into trouble. A credit card is a positive thing, but not everybody operates that way. And although my husband and I are very smart and savvy with our money, we still do an envelope system. Because it works, and that's the key. It works, it keeps things very managed, and we always have the money. When it comes to the hotel, my husband is going to want to put that hotel on that Delta credit card. No problem. The week after the wedding, I take the $160 that was allocated for the hotel out of the envelope, fill out that deposit ticket, deposit the money into our account so that he can immediately put it on that Delta credit card. So that is how it works. This particular destination wedding trip that we are on currently, the lodging was very pricey. We are on a beautiful resort, and if you are watching me on Instagram stories right now, currently, you will have gotten to see the beautiful amenities and how nice everything really is. But it was very, very costly for us to rent the particular lodge that we are staying in. But we never once had to charge any of it. I have been pulling $200 a month, $100 each paycheck to go towards the expense of not only the lodging, but the whole entire trip itself. And we don't cover everything when it comes to our children. Most of them are adults and they have expenses as well. Every vacation is a little different, and I have videos where I talk about how we do that, and it's a communication thing. But my husband and I did cover all of the lodging for the trip that we are on. So we had an envelope that we were contributing to, and I'm glad that we are no longer contributing to that envelope, but there's always another envelope right behind it, is the way I look at it. I never expect to get $200 ahead just because we're not putting $200 in an envelope each month. Events, weddings are always taking place. I hope this is helpful. I hope it makes sense, and I highly encourage you to do this. The next time you receive an invitation for whatever it is, to whatever event, try to do the envelope system. Work together with your spouse if you're married. This is a great teamwork, and there is nothing better than having that money right when you need it. Thank you for joining me, and happy budgeting. We'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.